Follow the traces. Explore roots deep. Learn from the past. Futures to reap. Stay tuned for Qingqiao Safety. Detective. Chapter 2. Secret Path to Realizing Dream. Acknowledging the existence of shortcuts was merely the first chapter in Chen Ling's journey astray. For her, the urgency of studying in the United States overshadowed the fear of exam failure. What terrified her even more than a poor test score was the doubt and denial of her own abilities, plunging her into hesitation and confusion about the direction of her life. This left Chen Ling perplexed, questioning the true purpose of pursuing an education abroad. In her subconscious, the SAT seemed insurmountable through conventional means, with successful candidates seen as either gifted or possessing some unique skill. Coincidentally, the information shared by Zhang Kai seemed to confirm this notion for her. He-Wan also looked as if she suddenly enlightened. It turns out that you can find the original questions in the Key King. It's so silly to review like we did before. So the two of them promptly enrolled in the training program at the small institution called Yoshue, recommended by Zhang Kai. Since entering the institution for classes, the exchange of information between them and their classmates has become particularly smooth. More exam insider information is constantly emerging, which has simply opened the door to a new world. For instance, they learned that SAT exam questions actually follow a pattern, with some questions from recent years being reused. If you study 5 to 6 sets of these questions, success is practically guaranteed. Another revelation was the significant differences in the management of examination rooms in various regions, encompassing factors like the number of invigilators and the leniency toward late submission of papers. Additionally, some candidates take advantage of the exam intermission to check their answers in the bathroom. This is unfair. Chen Ling was utterly shocked upon learning this. The SAT exam, once deemed almost sacred by Chen Ling, unexpectedly concealed numerous mysteries. Chen Ling felt dissatisfied thinking that, while she was preparing diligently for the exam, many people ignored the rules, and even secured spots in American universities ahead of her. However, He-Wan, sitting beside her, sighed and said, "So what? If you don't use these tricks, you'll end up at a disadvantage, falling behind others." Even He-Wan, known for her diligence, thought so. Chen Ling had to admit that her words made sense. Together, they joined a team dedicated to researching exam strategies. This time, they approached the exam preparation with newfound confidence, making the path to studying abroad much smoother. As the October SAT exam approaches again, the worries and anxieties that plagued them in the past seem to have dissipated. The most significant shortcut only revealed itself at this moment. Before registration, the teacher from the institution unveiled a special VIP examination service to the students. The services include the ability to register consecutive admission ticket numbers, allowing candidates to sit in the same row. Additionally, they offer assistance in applying for visas, booking air tickets, and providing exam responses. Given that the SAT is administered in multiple regions simultaneously with time differences, it creates a situation where exams are not conducted at the same time. Exploiting this loophole, some institutions deploy personnel in advance to leak test questions during the time difference, and subsequently provide answers to students via mobile phones. The core of the exam responses is to obtain the answer with a clear price tag. At this point, Chen Ling was left utterly stunned. Isn't this essentially stealing the questions? Reflecting on the various pieces of inside information she had acquired and the promises made by the teachers at the institution, she began to sense that these practices were not only opportunistic, but also potentially illegal. However, as she contemplated it, weren't those like Zhang Kai, who reaped the benefits, doing just fine? Moreover, He-Wan, who studies diligently, doesn't seem to have any objections either. She justified it by saying, the exam itself is unfair. With so many people buying the answers, why can't they? The price quoted for the VIP examination service is quite high, but many students have signed up, as if they have been eagerly anticipating this last, big move. After much contemplation, especially upon discovering that in certain examination rooms, carrying a mobile phone might go undetected, Chen-Ling eventually overcame her last reservations, and joined this specialized examination group with Hewan. This time, after inquiries from various agencies, the examination group chose a test center in Thailand, where supervision is relatively lax. The exam day arrived in Bangkok, and Chen-Ling felt somewhat nervous. The unfamiliar circumstance, the security personnel ensuring order, and the examiners overseeing the exams, left her feeling inexplicably uneasy. Almost every student in the examination group has a mobile phone, and they have followed the agency's instructions, and hidden their mobile phones. It is said that in Thai examination rooms, examiners will only collect mobile phones from candidates before the examination, and will not conduct body searches. Therefore, invigilators have no way of knowing if anyone has hidden mobile phones. Chen-Ling concealed her iPhone in the inner pocket of her coat early on. But when the expressionless examiner walked up to her, and asked her to surrender the communication tool she carried with her, she still suddenly felt goosebumps all over her body. With her heart pounding, she forced herself to calmly explain that she had given her cell phone to the teacher leading their team. The examiner glanced at her and then walked past her. At this moment, Chen-Ling was suddenly flooded with worries she hadn't considered before. Would this draw the examiner's attention? Would she become a target for the exam? Please stay tuned for the next issue, Detective of Qingqiao Safety.